What is this site, Steve?
This is the mill site, or what's also known as the mill complex, because this is a very large site. There's a lot of buildings here. Up that way is the mill pond, the remnants of the mill dam, and then water would have come down through a sluiceway to the mill wheel here, probably a 6 or 8 foot mill wheel. The mechanism was in the mill building, and then this area here we're calling the mill spillway, which is where most of the excavation has been taking place for the past 3 years with our archaeological field school. Yes. Oh, wow. So we've got a lot of things coming out of the spillway, and including iron artifacts like this.
What is that?
Excellent. Wow, this is amazing.
What is that?
Well, the nice old road truck has changed considerably, and it will continue to change.
I know this is going to be your
your house was probably the last one built on the road. Do you want to be the last person there? I mean, we can't look at things that way. Otherwise, Vermont would be back to what it was in 1900 or
which is exactly what it should be, sir. Absolutely. What has happened in this area is deplorable.
Yellow rock, red rock, oh by Joe, dangle now outside the no, timorous, beastie, beastie, oh.
Danny Frank for GNAT TV. My theme on this show has always been that little Vermont as a state is populated with so many interesting, exciting, and unique type of people. And I'm very privileged to have with us today Shard Denord.
This is Kathleen O'Reilly from the Vermont Department of Health with some facts about HIV, the virus that causes AIDS, and HIV testing. If you have had sex with multiple partners or used injection drugs and shared needles,
loving you's like kissing a chicken, baby, it's a one-way street. Kissing you's like licking.
Many of the ingredients we spoke about were sugar, chocolate, nail polish remover, benzene, arsenic, and formaldehyde. The mixture they made represented the residue that winds up in a smoker's lungs.
And actually, I mean, I'll tell you too, some of these commercial medicines are so expensive. Now, doxycycline comes to mind. I mean, this is an aside type of thing, but it is applicable in the horse world. Because for a bottle, it used to be a bottle of 100 was like $3 in the pharmacy. Now a bottle of 100 is $500. Why? Because it went up so much? No, because they're charging a lot more. So for a horse, you need 10 of those bottles. So that could be $5,000 to treat a horse for doxycycline. Well, that's ridiculous.
When there's a fire in your household, you have to call 911 and then go outside to your meeting place.
The second thing you do after you call 911 and go to your meeting place is you wait for the fire department, and you don't go back inside the house even if there's anything like a pet.
Domestic violence is no respecter of age, race, income, or education. In Vermont, 1 in 7 women will experience rape in their lifetimes. Project Against Violent Encounters serves victims of domestic and sexual violence in Bennington County. We are in urgent need for volunteers to answer our 24-hour emergency hotline.
It's going to be a robotic mission to the icy world of Europa. A moon-sized satellite orbiting Jupiter. It's a spectacular place. spectacular place. We could not land astronauts on its surface. It would be lethal because of the radiation on the surface of this ice-covered world.
If you're the wrong kind of person, it can get in the way of your talent. There's a lot of talented people, and if you're talented and hard to get along with, the employer or the person in charge will just get rid of the person who's hard to get along with.
There's always someone else.
Yes.
Yeah, there's someone else right behind
you. It's more
you.
important who you are than what you do.
I like that. I like that. Well, I know you've touched many, many lives, and I know you continue to do that, and I know it's going to be huge.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Tom stopped me in the IGA the other day.
Okay.
And he wanted to know what the difference was between cataracts and glaucoma.
I will find a picture of an eye that looks a little better than that one.
Okay.
And we'll talk about this, but your eye has basically 3 different levels. If I were to cut it, if I were to take your eye out and look at it.
This is my bill. It's 7 pages long of itemized expenses, okay? I call it my $40,000 knee. Now, breaking it down, let's go back.
To bond with your pet is to give them a treat, but you don't want to pull the treat right out of the box. It's loaded with sugars and loaded with things that's not good for them. All the extras you got to count. Now, when your dog is 10 pounds, they're recommended. We'll go. You know, that's got to be like a little dog. The recommended daily caloric intake is between 200 to 275 calories. For a cat, it's more like 180 to 200 calories for a 10-pound animal. For
And here comes Manchester Special Olympics. Let's hear it for our Special Olympics athletes. Yay! Woo!
Welcome to Historically Speaking. Today we are in Grafton, Vermont, visiting Judd Hartman Gallery. Now, in order to conjure up what the Indian of the Northeast looks like, since we're back in the 1600s, 1700s, no photographs, Judd has to require libraries, monasteries to send him books so that he can read, research, and begin to, what does this Indian look like?
A sordid view. All I
you ever owned?
First car was a 1960 Chevrolet, $75 out of high school, you know. That was good. Nice little 6-cylinder, 3-speed on the column. Had that for a little while. But that car had the wings on it, so you'd be going down the highway and about 65, 70, she'd start to lift up in the back. You feel like it was light. Yeah, pretty tricky.
You've been in the legislature.
Not to dodge the question, but I've got no idea. I really don't know, especially when it's clear that we should take a go slow approach and to learn even more from the.
Regardless, I'm just saying, regardless of which part of the issue you stand on, why? I mean, and he's a wonderful legislator, Senator Sears, is leading the charge in this area, and that came out yesterday. Almost like he's ready to support it in his conference with the governor. I mean,
Dr. Engel goes to the nudist colony and starts giving physicals mentally, laying each person back, asking probing questions in a calm, firm voice, politely yet seriously, so the patients will tell only truth. Are you experiencing any pain? When was your last period? The last time you had sex? How is your diet? How are your...
On that day. On May 25th, this is Memorial Day in Manchester, Gary Dufour is going to be holding another Atomic Veterans Talk. This one is at the Equinox Terrace in Manchester. I went to his talk this past March and found it really interesting. He's got a lot to say about this topic. It's something that a lot of people may not be aware of. I highly recommend that you, if you can, go check it out.
Well, as you can see, so many articulate voices about protecting the earth and water and issues around power and justice and money. So stick together, people. We have to protect the earth and protect our water. Fracking is ours to win. The science is with us. The S-Geist is our lever upon which to lever the truth.
The skin side, and then when you flip it over, you may be basting it half the night on the skin side so that it holds the vinegar-based sauce that they base it with. They'll just pour gallons of sauce inside this carcass.
Oh my God.
And it'll just, it's a party.
I hope he's doing that.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, I'm dying to learn how to make this sauce, and we're gonna make some rubs, and then we're gonna pull some pork that Ed has smoked for us. So let's get to that segment.
Let's have some fun.
All right, good. Okay, we're in the kitchen, Ed.
Do something different. That's the same thing. Zip it. Zip up. Quiet. Get quiet. Get quiet. Zip. Ziploc bag. In the mirror. Putting lipstick on. Putting lipstick on in the mirror.
15 seconds.
In the mirror. Lipstick on your lips. Putting lipstick on your lips.
She's doing the same thing.
I know. You gotta do something different.
5
Lipstick
seconds.
on your lip. It's still on your lip. On your lip. It's in your mouth. Lipstick.
Time's up. Time's up. Blow the whistle.
Putting red lipstick on your lips.
Well, wait, didn't I get that? I totally got that. I got that. Didn't I?
So Lincoln says two things in particular that outraged Frederick Douglass. One is, he says he will add teeth to, he will be more vigorous in enforcing the fugitive slave law, which Douglass and other black and white abolitionists considered a law that virtually legitimated the kidnapping of free blacks. More onerously, Lincoln, right before he gives his inaugural address, learned that Congress as part of this large attempt to conciliate with Southerners and avoid a war, Congress had passed a new constitutional amendment. It was the first 13th Amendment, and Congress passed it a day before Lincoln delivers his inaugural address. And this first 13th Amendment is an unamendable amendment, that's technically the language, that guarantees slavery in the slave states forever.
I'd also like to let everybody know that dog registration
today to remind you to attend hopefully the meeting on Tuesday,
and the deadline to get that done is April 1st.
We're going to begin at 9 a.m.
A rabies clinic
We will
here
have
in Town
puddles
Office
open
Building
over at the
at
Weston
100
Playhouse beginning at 8 a.m.
March 12th
And
from
we are voting
9:30 to
for
11:30.
a requested change to zoning
$15 for either a
regulations.
cat or a dog.
The polls
to
will
get
be
a
open
rabies shot.
there until the end of town meeting.
I'd also like to remind everyone.
The governor refused to do it, and I think it was a great missed opportunity. So I want to go on with that. I'm not doing any new taxes of any kind until we reform the system we have. But unfortunately, many of the powerful people in Montpelier don't agree with me, or at least they don't agree with me enough to actually do something. And so
we've got to learn how to use these big, expensive cameras. We've gotten to interview different people. We've gotten to learn about what it takes to film a show.
I mean, I really liked getting ready for filming. Even though, like I said, it was hard with the typing and writing, I liked writing the scripts because, you know, it's just fun. I love to write. I really liked just being in front of the camera and watching myself on the video after it was done. And I really liked being an anchor because it was like you weren't alone, you were with someone.
My favorite part of this show, or my time here, was working with all the cameras and being the tech guy. Being the tech guy was my favorite.
I like all the equipment. I remember when we came in for an open house, we were playing with all the equipment, like the headsets, and I just enjoy being able to do that.
We have made the show by ourselves with a little help from a grown-up. We got to act out scenes and wear awesome headsets. That's one pretty cool thing.
Welcome to Out of the Hills. I'm John Wright, and today we're visiting a good friend of mine, AJ Gordon, who is an amazing mechanic, fabricator, self-proclaimed jack of all trades. He has an array of fantastic vehicles that we're going to see today. This is one of them. You'll see more of this in a bit. And hope you enjoy the show. And let's go meet AJ. All right, here we are. AJ, tell me a little bit about this beast. This thing is just a masterpiece.
This is one of my dreams.
Where did you find this thing?
I found this, the truck itself, in Ludlow.